screen with you all. Let's share my screen. And if I switch to the slideshow, I hope you can all see me. I'll just get rid of my picture because it's not coming out anyway. And I hope you can all see this screen. Apologies for those of you watching this video. For some reason, my camera's not working, but the slideshow still works just fine. So I'm going to be talking this week about negative or Sputnik doubles. They're sometimes known as in the UK. And for those of you watching this video on YouTube, if you wish to join these weekly lessons, they're on Thursday evening. Send an email to the address on the screen and I'll add you in. So before I talk about what negative doubles are, I want to talk about what normal takeout doubles are. So a negative double is a form of takeout double, but the more familiar form of takeout double that you're used to is one where your opponent opens the bidding with one of a suit, and you double that to show support for the three unbid suits. And a bid like that normally shows something like 12 points and ask your partner to bid their best suit. So, for example, here, this is a typical hand suitable for a takeout double. North opens a diamond and you double to show an opening hand and the three unbid suits. In particular, this hand's very suitable. You've got 4 cards in each major and you want your partner to bid the best suit. You can also make the same takeout double if the opponents have bid 2 suits. So if the bidding had gone 1 club, 1 diamond, you could double here to show the 2 unbid major suits there. And this double typically shows at least 12 points. There's no limit to it. Now, the negative double is also a form of takeout double, but it's used in slightly different situation. And it's used when your partner has made an opening bid of one of a suit and an opponent makes a suit overcall. So the double in that situation should show the 2 unbid suits. In particular, it should show at least 4 cards in any unbid major. And it's known as a negative or Sputnik double. It just has that name Sputnik because it was sort of invented around the time of the Sputnik satellite, which will tell you just how long it's been around. Because your partner has bid here, you don't need so many points to make this double compared with a normal takeout double. And the normal guideline, although some people vary this, is that the point counts you need to make a negative double depend on the level at which your partner will be required to bid, either to support your suit or to bid their own suit. And the guidelines I like to follow and recommend is if they can bid at the 1 level, it should show 6 or more points. At the 2 level, it should show 8 or more points. And the 3 level, it should show at least 10 points. There is no upper limit to this bid. So let's have a look at some examples of this. Here's one where West, your partner's opened a club. There's been a 1 diamond overcall. And you might be thinking of bidding a heart, but you have a better bid here now because of the overcall, which is to double to show both majors. So it's a very useful bid, and it gets both majors into the auction. It's basically saying I've at least 6 points and can support, should have 4 cards in any unbid major. Here you've got what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You've got 9 points, 10 points, I think. So you're very happy to double, and you hope that your partner will bid one of your majors. If the bidding had been slightly different, you could make the same bid. Here, if your partner opens 1 diamond, 2 clubs, again, you could double to show both majors. And here, because your partner will have to bid at the 2 level, that should show at least 8 points. Here's another example of it. 1 diamond by your partner, 1 heart as an overcall. You may think that you could just bid one spade here, but if you've agreed to play negative doubles, you can now use the double to show exactly four spades and at least 6 points. And the point of that is that you can then differentiate between bidding a double or bidding one spade. So the one spade bid in exactly that auction should be used to show a 5 card suit, and that can be very useful. So here you're not making a negative double, but because you're playing negative doubles, your partner should understand that this bid should show 5 spades because you had a double available to show exactly 4 spades. Let's have a look at another example. Here it's gone one diamond and there's a one spade overcall, and you can double here. You've got a perfect hand with 8 or more points to show 4 hearts, and you also have 4 clubs here. Now, if I go back to that one, you double there to show 4 hearts. If instead you bid 2 hearts, that should mean that you've got a 5 card suit because a double was available to show a 4 card suit. So the 2 heart bid here should show a 5 card heart suit. And because you're bidding at the 2 level, it should be showing at least 10 points. So your partner can make certain deductions from your bid if you don't make a negative double, that if the negative double was available and you didn't make it, it should show a slightly different distribution and strength. Do interrupt me if you have some questions about this. Here's the example where you're bidding to show both minors. If it went one spade, 2 hearts, you can double here to show the 2 unbid suits, the minors in this case. And because your partner will have to bid at the 3 level to bid one of your suits, it should show at least 10 points. And
Tony,
yes,
sorry, yeah, it's Ronnie. Can I ask, going back a couple of hands, if you were playing 5 card majors, would you still use the double to show 4 of a suit in the right places?
yes. The
Okay. So if partner opened a club and then it was passed, could you double then to say I've got both 4 card
you
majors?
can't double your partner's bid.
No, sorry. So it would have to go a club, a diamond, and then if you doubled, would that say I've got both
Yes.
both major suits?
Yes. Yes. This is exactly the same as whether you're playing 4 card majors or 5 card majors. In fact, if you've decided to play 5 card majors, it's even more desirable to play negative doubles because very often your partner will have a 4 card major which they didn't open with, and they open with a minor, and it becomes even more useful to play negative doubles. So it's useful both if you're playing 5 card majors or if you're playing ACOL 4 card majors. And they're played pretty much the same. The only difference you'll find is that some people sort of double with um, a wider range of hands, shall we say, whereas what I'm covering here is a fairly strict use of the negative double. Some people like to uh, double in more situations. But so this double here, as I'm saying, is preferable to bidding a suit, say 3 diamonds, because you can get both bids in, diamonds and clubs, with one bid. So I'm going to launch some uh, polls now, and in each case, there's a poll which is a question for West. West, here you've opened a diamond, North overcalled a spade, and your partner doubled. And what I'd like you to think about is, what does that double show? And when you've thought about that, the second part, for which I'll launch the first poll in a moment, is what do you think West should now bid? So there's a poll coming up in a moment. And the question is, what do you think West should bid now? So just let me get that launched. Bring up something here. Let's see. Let's end the poll there and bring up the browser and look at the results. So most of you here have gone for 2 hearts, with a small number going for 3 hearts and one person going for 2 diamonds. Let's switch back. And yes, what does the double show? Well, the double shows 4 hearts in particular. And because you will have to bid at the 2 level to support hearts, it should be showing 8 or more points. So you should be very happy. I agree with most of you with a minimum hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11 points to bid 2 hearts there. So yes, I agree. That is the right bid. By the way, that bid of 2 hearts, some people sometimes say, is that a reverse bid? Because you're bidding diamonds followed by hearts. It's not a reverse bid. It doesn't show any extra strength because it's a bit like you'd opened a diamond and your partner had responded 1 heart. You're raising their suit to 2 hearts. Let's have a look at another one here. Here you open a club. There's a 1 spade overcall, and East your partner doubles. And again, I'd like you to think about what does that double show, and what do you think West should bid now? Have a look at what you've got. So the most popular response is 2 clubs, 50%. There's votes for 3 clubs, 3 hearts, and 1 or 2 no trump. Let's switch back and see what we think. Well, my partner's bid of the double should, just like in the previous example, show at least 8 points and 4 hearts. So although I have 3 hearts, I don't really have enough to support my partner. My partner will probably only have 4 hearts, and I don't really have enough to support him. So I'm going to bid something else here, and I think this hand is suitable for a bid of 2 clubs. It's only 12 points, and that's exactly what a 2 club bid shows. It shows an inability to support your partner's hearts, having fewer than 4. But I've got a 6 card suit. Hand is not good enough to bid 3 clubs there. That would show more like a medium hand with something more like 16 points. So yes, my vote goes for 2 clubs on that one. How about this one? Here you open a diamond, a 1 spade overcall, and this time your partner bids 2 hearts. And the question is, what does that bid of 2 hearts show? And the poll is, what do you think West should bid now? Chat poll. Look. And most of you have gone for 4 hearts there, 49%, with others going for 3 hearts, 3 no trump, 3 diamonds, and 2 no trump. Let's switch back. Well, if you trust your partner's bidding, a bid of 2 hearts there should show a 5 card suit and at least 10 points. It's a bit like if you'd open one of a suit and your partner bids a suit at the 2 level. So you here, I think, have got 16 points. And because you should expect your partner to have at least a 5 card heart suit, you have a fit in heart. So anytime you have an 8 card fit in a major, you're probably better off playing that than in 3 no trump. So yes, you should support the hearts, and with enough points for game, you should bid four hearts yourself on this hand. Three hearts is a possibility, but that would tend to show a minimum hand closer to a minimum of 12 points or so, and your partner could pass that if they have a minimum 10 points or so for their bid. Final poll here. What about this one? Here you open a club. There's a one diamond overcall. Your partner doubles and back to you. And the question is, what does that double show? And what do you think West should now bid? Count up your points. Let's have a look at the results. And three hearts is the most popular response, followed by two hearts and four hearts, with votes for the other choices as well. Let's go back and think about it. Well, in terms of what it shows, it should be showing at least 6 points and four in each major. So you have a fit in hearts, and you're going to support hearts. Now, you could bid actually one heart, two hearts, three hearts, or four hearts here. But let's have a look at your strength. You've got, I think, 17 points here. So your hand is really too good for a minimum bid. And this is a kind of hand I think I want to make a pretty strong invitation to game. My partner doesn't need much more than the 6 points they've shown for that double. So yes, my vote goes for three hearts as a strong invitation. Two hearts, I suppose, will be a slightly weaker invitation. And I don't think you're quite strong enough to bid uh, four hearts yourself. So yeah, I think three hearts is quite a good bid there. Also, if you use the losing trick count, we can count how many losers we have here. We've got two spades, two hearts, one diamond, and one club. So it's a six loser hand. So it's one better than a minimum. And that would suggest in inviting game, but perhaps not bidding it directly yourself. So I want to just make a few extra points about negative doubles. And look at this kind of bidding sequence where West has opened one diamond, but North makes a weak jump overcall of two spades. And the question is, what would it mean if you doubled here? Well, it's a very good idea to play negative doubles at this point here as well. Obviously, you want your partner to bid hearts here if they have hearts. Um, you've only got 9 points, and you're sort of forcing them to bid at the three level. So that would suggest you are have more like 10 points, which you don't quite have, but you're pretty close. And I suggest you, with this hand here, you still make a negative double, which should show the unbid suits, and in particular, four hearts. So a double here should be a negative double, and ask your partner to bid hearts if they can, or otherwise they'll bid something else. On the other hand, suppose the opponents have overcalled three spades, a preemptive bid, presumably a seven card suit there. Are you still going to use a double here as a negative double, wanting your partner to bid, or does it make more sense for this to be a penalty double if you if you double here? If you think about it, you've got 9 points and your partner's got an opening hand, so you have the balance of points here. So you may well think they're not going to make three spades, although it's possible they would. So I don't think you have a very clear-cut bid here, but if you do double, I suggest that a double here is for penalties. And I recommend that you agree with your partner to play negative doubles over any overcall up to and including three diamonds. So you'll find that nearly everyone plays negative doubles up to and including two spades, but I suggest you do it up until at least three diamonds. but agree perhaps that after that, if you double a bid above three diamonds, say three hearts or three spades, that is more like a penalty double. So in that example we were just looking at, if you decide to double here, that will be taken as a penalty double. Now, it's not absolutely clear cut that you should double here. Um, if you put up a possible hand for the other two hands, say something like this, where your partner's got a nice one diamond opener and North has got a respectable three spade overcall. If you do double here, you're wanting your partner to pass because you're thinking you can defeat three spades. It turns out on this particular layout, according to the computer, the makeable contracts are East-West can make one no trump. East-West could make three or four hearts, depending on how they play it, or three or four diamonds, again, depending on how it's played. North-South, if they're left to play in three spades, should go down two. So it may be that doubling three spades is the best option rather than forcing your partner to bid something. If you double and then your partner did bid something with this hand, you might end up in four hearts or four diamonds. Sorry, or perhaps four clubs. I didn't put that in, but I think it's similar for that. But it's a good idea to have an agreement as to how high you play negative doubles. And I would recommend that you play them up to and including three diamonds, but not above that. Do let me know if you have any other questions. I've got a couple more little tweaks to cover here. Suppose it's gone one diamond, one spade, double by you. Now, this isn't the perfect hand for double because although you've got four hearts, you've only got three clubs. But nonetheless, let's suppose you do double, and suppose the bidding continues like this: two spades by South, and then three clubs by your partner. So what does this mean? Well, it means your partner is sort of supporting your clubs. Um, if the bidding has gone like this, you should actually not play it in three clubs, but you should put your partner back into diamonds here because you know you have a diamond fit here. So this is an example where you've used a negative double. You don't quite have the perfect hand, but you know that if your partner rebids clubs, you will put him back into diamonds where you have a fit. So you double hoping you'll find a heart fit. If you don't and they bid clubs, for example, the suits are such that you can now bid three diamonds. So you can sometimes make a negative double, even if you've only got four cards in the unbid in one unbid major, providing you have a way of getting your partner back into your known diamond fit here if they happen to bid clubs. Um, and yeah, sorry, that's sorry, what am I trying to think? Yes. Sorry, I just wanted to look at a full hand here where it's gone one spade, two diamonds. Here, you can double to show the hearts, and here you've got the club suit here. And if South passes here, um, let's bring up the four hands. West here can't really support the hearts, so we just sort of make their natural rebid of two spades here, confirming a five card suit. And now you might well be able to support spades here. So it's a bit like your partner had opened a spade and you bid, say, two clubs and they rebid two spades, and then you would then support them with three card support. So that was just another example of the negative double. Um, Anyone have any questions they'd like to ask here?
Yes, Tony.
Yep.
The hand previous to this, if your hand is not suitable for double, isn't it better to pass?
Yes. So which hand are you talking about? This one?
Um, yes.
Well, I mean, there are many hands that are not suitable for a double, but here your hand is okay for a double, because you can work out that if your partner bids clubs here rather than hearts, you
Yeah,
can
we'll go to
dice.
diamonds. Hmm.
That won't always be the case. If the suits were different, that might
Hmm.
not always be the case. But it's
Okay.
often worth making a double to try and find that major suit fit if you can.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyway, I'll end the talk there. Again, I'm sorry my camera wasn't working for whatever reason.